Hello and welcome to yet another amazing episode. My name is Jacinta, and if this is your first time here, please remember to subscribe, like this video and share it because I give a lot of wonderful contents from the comments that I've gotten in the DMs from any of my socials, and my socials will be running down below. And today I would like to talk to you about how you can actually enjoy being a single woman. Why do I feel the need to talk about this? Because not only is it something that you've asked me about from the DMs, but it is also something that most of us as women struggle with, especially if you've just come from a relationship, a marriage, and now you're single, maybe even have kids with you. You wonder, how can I actually navigate through this, or can I even be able to do this? And sometimes you're rushing to get into another relationship even when you're not ready. I always say enjoy every phase of your life and stage because it does not last forever. So how are you going to enjoy being a single woman after coming from a relationship? Stay tuned to learn more about this. Welcome! So, the first thing that you actually need to put into consideration is that no matter where you are at life, no matter which phase, whether you're married, whether you're single, whether you're divorced, there is always something good, or there will always be a silver lining to it. Yes, that's the very first thing. I know you might sometimes be tempted to ask, how can I say that being single is nice, it's wonderful, when the society has actually made it feel like it's not a normal thing or it's something that should not be? Well, it all comes down to you as a person. Is this something, if you're in a relationship that was not serving you, were you happier in the relationship or outside the relationship? Two, if you are actually healthier being single than being in that relationship. Remember, when I talk about toxic relationships, and if you have not watched the previous videos, please go back and watch them because I talk about toxic relationships a lot. Remember that you can actually be feeling lonely when you're in a relationship. And then you ask yourself, so if I am still alone in a relationship and I am alone outside of a relationship, what's the difference? The difference is that now you get to love yourself and you get to have a relationship with yourself. And you can get to choose which side you want to see, because crazy enough, and I've had so many people tell me about this, it's only when you're single that you'll actually be seeing so many happy couples. And when you're married, you see so many happy singles. So you wonder, where exactly am I supposed to be? You just have to make peace and know with yourself and know that you are an individual on your own, and whatever you're going through is unique only to you. Yeah. So I'll get right into it, and I'll give you some points here and there, and please feel free to add some more if you have been single or you're single. Feel free to add some more pointers to our single ladies out there on how you are able to manage being single after coming from a relationship. I know that you might be thinking, well, the first thing that I'm supposed to do when I'm single is to date, right? Wrong. You are not actually supposed to jump right into dating because you're single. Why? Chances are that you will land into a rebound relationship, which not only is bad for you, but is also bad for the people who are in that relationship or in that relationship with you. Why? Because probably this person is looking for a stable relationship, maybe is looking for something long term, and then you're there, you're going through all these emotions, and you're wondering, so what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to be in a relationship with them? Maybe you feel okay being in a relationship with them, but 2-3 months down the line, you're like, I don't think that I'm ready to be in a relationship. So the first point is going to be, date yourself first. Do not go dating other people. Date yourself first. And dating yourself looks like being self-aware, getting information about what you're going through. Why? Most of the time we end up, or we tend to date people who are actually just like all the other people that you've dated. It's actually a pattern. So be able to learn about the dysfunctional pattern that you've had or about yourself from your past or from your exes. Your exes will actually say a lot about you. So to know more about yourself, learn about the relationships that you've had in the past. Get to love yourself, get to date yourself, go out, just to know me as Jacinta, how do I want to be treated? Why do I want to be taken? I always say that I went to so many dates solo when I was single that I was like, the man who I get to date better step up, because if he doesn't, I've already been here, done this. I could see couples coming in, but then I was there. And I would always think, so where is the person for me supposed to take me? And my friends would also ask me the same thing. Jacinta, why don't you wait until you have someone to take you to these places? Because don't you think you're setting the bar too high? Where are they going to take you? I'll be like, well, they'll just figure out a place to take me. But if I wanted to go somewhere, I made sure that I went, and I went there alone. I also got to discover things about myself, things that I loved doing, road trips, I loved music, I loved driving, I loved just a quiet evening, I loved nice meals, so it got me. So even if the person coming into my life, I would have an idea of how I want to be treated. And if someone came and they treated me differently, then I knew that these were not the people for me. Why? Because dating is not supposed to be giving answers or giving a manual that I want to do this, I want to be treated like this. No, this is how you end up with toxic or abusive or narcissistic people. You just get to date, know people, meet people at their own level. It's something that I got to know about. Maybe a bit late, I would say, but I'm happy that you're here because you get to hear about this. Meet people at their own level. Don't try to upgrade people. Don't try to show people, treat me like this. Just let them be themselves. And if you do not like what you see, it's okay for you to say goodbye, because dating is just getting to know them. And I know I have preempted and and already gone to the next point. But the first point is become self-aware. Date yourself. Get to know more about yourself. What do you want? How do you want to be treated? Who are you as a person? What are your negotiables? What are your non-negotiables? What are your values? Which wounds do you have that you need to address? Maybe you're not financially okay. How can you set yourself up so that you do not end up being in a relationship simply because you're running away from a situation? Maybe you're not okay financially, and the first person who comes to you with money, you're jumping right into a relationship with them when they have their other issues with them. So this time you'll be able to see people clearly and not from the filter of what you do not have, because you already know what you have and what you need to have. Yeah. The second point is now that the main one, or what you are waiting for. Date, 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 date. Do not wait until you feel like I have super healed, I have gone to therapy, I have gone to coaching for me to actually, now I'm in a good space, I have gotten that job. No, you actually need to jump right into it. Remember, this is something where learn, you learn as you move. How does that look like? You just get to know people, or you perfect the art of dating through going on dates. You get to know people to know what you are not looking for. I had to go on dates with people, and here you just have to roll up your sleeves, by the way. You cannot sit at home and say, the person for me is going to come and just find me. People don't just fall or you hit them on the road like we see on movies. You have to be proactive. You either have to go on dates, you have to just show up and meet people. Whatever beliefs you had, you have to squash them. Like if you had this image in your head of how your perfect person should look like, tall, dark, handsome, where you always say, I'm not saying don't have standards. I'm not saying don't have an idea of the person that you want, but how about putting aside all these beliefs and be like, okay, let me just be out there. Because like I said, dating is just getting to know people. It doesn't mean that automatically I'm getting married to you or automatically I'm getting into a relationship with you. I'm just getting to know you. And some people will be there to teach you more about yourself. Some people will be there to teach you about people that you do not want to ever date again. Some people will be there to teach you some very nice hotels and how they look inside. People will be there to teach you on the menu what you should order in that place. So Just enjoy dating, enjoy getting to know people, and remember, do not get off the market until you're in a commitment. Do not jump into saying or jumping into conclusions thinking that you're in a relationship when this person has not actually communicated to you clearly that you're actually in a committed relationship. And this is a video that we did last week with my husband, which you need to go and look into because it is full of a lot from both our sides of dating and just the hurdles that you need to overcome if you're doing a long distance relationship or just any sort of relationships and dating. It has a lot of nuggets and all that. So date. I remember it was a very fun time for me because my weekends would always be full of activities. It was just a fun time, getting to know people, how they what they're thinking, how they carry themselves. Sometimes and prepare. Some of these people are going to hurt you. Some of these people are going to say mean things to you. Some of these people are even going to catfish you. So be very careful. This is going to teach you so much about yourself and even things that you did not know about yourself and even about things that you do not or the things that you want in a partner. Yeah. On to the third point. This was a huge one. Learn just something new. A new hobby. Try all the things that you have ever wanted to try, but you are not able to try them when you're in a relationship or in a marriage. Why? Maybe the person that you're with did not want you to be in a certain way. If you've been in a relationship with a toxic person, maybe they never wanted you to go out. Maybe they never wanted you to dress in a certain way. So this is your time to express yourself. Find out what you love about yourself. Is it dancing? Join a dance class. Is it cooking? Start cooking or baking. Just learn something new that is gonna bring out because sometimes when we get into relationships we tend to be so enmeshed with this person that we do not even know where this person starts and ends and where we as people start and end, and it becomes so unhealthy that without them we wonder who we are. So this is the time for you to discover yourself, your passion, your hobby. Just learn something new, and you might be excited to learn that this was actually your thing the whole time. This is, and maybe even during that time when you're learning this new hobby or you're just being happy, trying out, and even perfecting your hobbies, you get to meet the person for you. Uh, I remember I used to like movies. I loved movies, but I would find that the person that I used to date didn't like movies. They would actually be falling asleep in cinemas. But the person that I'm with right now, he loves movies. So it's a yay or a win for me. So whatever it is that works for you or what's good for you, learn something new, go do it more and more, do something that you know you have always wanted to do. Is it getting on a plane? Is it getting on the road? Just do it, because right now you only have to worry about you and probably your kids. And something else that I would like to add on, let me just put it as a point for as much as you'll be there for your kids, you can pour your kids, but do not hide behind your kids. I've had this and I almost became also a victim of it, whereby you want to overcompensate for being a mother or a parent because you feel like these children only have you, but you are very separate from your kids, or like you're a separate individual from your children. Who you are and who your kids are is totally different. And sometimes we make the mistake as women of thinking we are going to live for our children. But then again, some years later, these kids grow up, they have partners of themselves, they have jobs, they even move, and they have their own lives. And then we start becoming these mother-in-laws from hell. We start being so bitter and angry because we invested or we have lived for these children. So we do not understand why um, they are not actually seeing the sacrifice that we have made for them and why they're not returning back that. But you forget that they are totally different individuals. And I'm not saying that neglect your kids. I'm not saying always be partying or just do your life like you are single and you didn't have kids. No, be responsible, but at the same time, remember that you are a different person. There are women who even swear they'll never get into relationships again, that they are just going to concentrate on taking care of the kids. And it's a choice, it's a personal choice. And if that is you, I'm not judging you in any way. But if you're saying this, and then later in life you'll be coming at your children thinking that, wondering why they have not also been loyal to you, then that is where the problem is. Because they have a right to live their lives just like you have a right to live your life. And then they end up asking you, Mom, we were not the ones who asked you to be there for us, because maybe you've become too much. Maybe you're the mother-in-law who wants to live with your children and they want their space. Maybe you're the mother-in-law who cannot let go of your children. So be a different entity from your children, as well as still learn how you can be there for them. It's a trying time. You can even try therapy for them. You can still be there for them emotionally. At the same time, still remember that you as a person are an individual, and you also need to rediscover yourself. And even during that time when you're doing you, to become so happy, you're glowing, you're having a good time, that even when you're at home, it radiates. The children can tell, like just like they can tell when you're happy or when you're unhappy. They can also tell that mom is happy, she's in a good space mentally. So do this thing not just for yourself but also for your children. They need to see a happy mom. Yeah. Another thing that will make your life enjoyable as a single mom or as a single woman actually is reevaluating your boundaries. Reevaluate your boundaries. And you do this, you can even do this monthly or yearly, where you get to see the people who are in your life. Where are they? Do they still need to be where they are? Sometimes we tend to have misplaced loyalty. Like you think, because I've known this person for the longest time, I've known them since high school, then they still need to become my best friends. But are they really your close friends? Because so many things happen, so many things change, especially when you come from a relationship and now you're a single person. These women or some friends actually alienate you. They actually look at you as a threat. They actually see you like somebody who wants to go after their husband. Some of them will be talking about you. Yeah, some of them will cut you off. So learn with time who is for me. If they are for me, well and good. If they are not, find new friends, find a new clique, find people who are on your level, who understand what you're going through, people that you can call and be like, hey, can we go out this weekend? And they'll not start telling you, oh, my husband doesn't do this. If you still have those friends who you have had even when you're in a relationship, well and good. Some friends stick out with you. I have had friends who have been in my life through all seasons of my life, and they're still there with me, and I love them to death. But then you will have those who will drop along the way, and just know that it's okay. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Some people are just meant to be there in your life for a season, not forever. Some will be there with you through all this. Some of them will cry with you, they will even go out with you, and they will still go back to their husbands. But some of them will not understand that, or will not want even to be part of your life. So it's okay to reevaluate your boundaries. It's okay to reevaluate your friendships. Just be comfortable putting people where they are supposed to be. Don't elevate people who are not meant to be a face or a step higher. Let them just remain at their level. Just like in the dating, meet people at their own level. Yeah, that's all I'll say about that. Finally, being single can be a trying time, especially if you're a mom. But it's because you have come from a place where you are used to this routine. This routine of it's me, my husband, my children. On weekends, we do this as a family. As on this and this day, we do this and this and this. Now it comes to a time when you're single. Be flexible to change. Be flexible to creating a new routine. And this will become a game changer. It will bring stability. It will bring just an emotional balance. Create a new routine, not just for yourself, but for your children. You can be okay. Like for me, my weekends were the days when I would go out. I wouldn't go out on weekdays because I have kids. I have homework to check. I have kids to put to sleep and to pray with. But on weekends, those like Saturday, I would just create one day to be my own day. If it's during the day, it will be going for a road trip. Maybe at night I'll go out for a date. Sometimes it will be my day. So be comfortable with creating a routine because it creates a lot of stability, not just for you, but also for your children. And maintain that as much as you can. Remember, your mind was used to a certain way of doing things, and this is why it becomes so hard, especially during holidays. And I know right now we're heading to holidays where it's usually the hardest. But find a routine that works for you and your family, and be okay knowing that changes happen anytime. And just the same way, this is another one big change in your life, but with a routine, it becomes easier. Um, Also, look for friends who you're in the same, what would I say, level with, or you're going through the very same things, like another single friend who has children. Maybe you can figure out why are we taking our kids for holidays together, or how can we do this, like be lean on each other. If you can get that friend, well and good. If you can't, just find a routine that works for you and try and keep it and maintain it. Yeah, it's going to save you a lot. And slowly by slowly, you will adjust. Slowly by slowly, your mind will be accustomed to this new normal. It's just about creating a new normal. There are people who have been single and have been doing it for years and they're very happy, and it's just new for you because you're just coming into it. But eventually, with time, it becomes the new normal. Yeah. So create a routine that is going to save you a lot of trouble. So I'm really, really happy for everyone who has subscribed and has been watching and liking these videos and sharing them and even commenting on my DMs. I'm really, really appreciate you. I thank you and I hope to see you in the next video. So until next time, bye bye.